All right, y'all. This has been a long time coming. How you doing? This is Tony Be Conscious. What's up? It's time I have a heart-to-heart with y'all. I kind of had to do it after I posted that last one with me singing, feeling good. I was feeling good because of an experience I just had on the freeway. Now, you know, a black man's worst anxiety in this day and time in this society is running into a police officer. Me, I never get pulled over. Never, ever. I do my best to stay out of that energy whatsoever. I have all the Kemetic deities in my car, all the crystals. Do a lot of spiritual work on the vehicle. Line of vibratory energy in it. Make sure that everything that's always playing is one of our elders, our ancestors, or one of, the latest brothers and sisters who are out here code breaking and teaching. So I tend not to worry about my vehicle ever being targeted. I feel like I'm invisible, like I visualize the force field of my ancestors around me. But today, in particular, I got on the freeway to come to the very spot where I'm at right now. And normally when I see a highway patrol officer or anybody, I keep a blue hat I found at the flea market. It's got a highway patrol. It's a highway patrol hat. It's got the little badge on the hat embroidered on it. So I put it in my window. And my vehicle's blue. So I do that to kind of throw them off. So they'll see that and they'll be like, oh, okay, we're going to let them through. So normally they either take my vehicle for being a Uber truck, or they see that in the window and they say, oh, he might be a police officer, he might be a highway patrol, he's at work. So they tend to leave me alone. Today in particular, I got on the freeway though, and on the on-ramp, one of the white highway patrol cars. They have different colors. They have some that are blue, some that this is one of the white ones. I've never seen one before, so I didn't really recognize it. I didn't really recognize it until I was up on it. So I'm up on it at the light, about to get onto the on-ramp. It's sitting on the side, probably looking for somebody to target. And what I've always learned is never look at the police. Never look at them. Never look over at them. If you look over at them, it's curtains. So I didn't look at them. I was basically listening to Delbert Blair in my car with the phone. Had it on YouTube, watching the Delbert Blair video. Next thing you know, the car is behind me. So, as soon as I got on and the car came behind me, I closed my eyes. I got into my ancestral mode. Start visualizing all the ancestors protecting me, visualizing me not being there, me disappearing from that whole energy. I said, oh my God, he's right behind me. So before I got all the way on, I was in Berkeley. Anybody who's been to the West Coast, or if you've been to a freeway, sometimes you can get on a freeway ramp and a couple feet in front of the entrance ramp is an exit ramp for the same exit. So I came on the freeway and then went right off the exit, went into the gas station because he was still following me. He followed me off the ramp too. That's how I knew he was on me. So I went into the gas station. So he went down and went around me and went around the gas station. I was like, oh my God. All right. Thank you, Divine Creator. Made a Yui in the gas station, got back on the freeway. And I think he knew that that's what I was planning to do. Because before I even got on the freeway, guess what? His ass was right behind me, lights blazing. Bam! Got him. Okay, so he pulls me over. And before he comes up to my car, I say, all the abundance in the universe is mine. Ancestors, I know you got me protected. I know that I'm doing the work I'm supposed to be doing creatively and otherwise. I know that you would not put me in harm's danger, in harm's way. I say this as this police officer is walking up to the car. He walks up to my car. What does he say to me? He says, you know why I'm pulling you over? And I said, no, why are you pulling me over? First of all, first thing, let me tell you how I talk to officers. I always talk to officers the same way when they walk up. I'm always super overly just the artistic, creative person I am. I'm like, yo, how you doing today? What's up? I'm just an artist doing my thing. Ain't no weapons in here. Don't worry about it. No need to get all stressed out or anything. You all right? You good? You good? All right, I'm good. Namaste. I'm chilling, just doing my thing. Just a free-spirited artist. I don't drink. I don't smoke. You know, I do all that to try to make them feel comfortable before they ever speak to me. He says, so he pulled me over. He said, you know, I pulled you over because your license plate says 2B4 art. And when I put it in the DMV, when I put it in my computer, it came back saying that this is a Dodge, but I see you have Mercedes wheels and a Mercedes grill. I said, oh, well, you know, Dodge and Mercedes, they merged, you know, and the Sprinter, this Sprinter is actually a Dodge, but it's a Mercedes. Mercedes bought Dodge, so it's not a Dodge, it's a Mercedes Dodge engine, but I just put Mercedes parts on it or whatever, you know, something. So he's like, oh, okay, all right. And then I guess he recognizes me. He says, hey, ain't you're Tony B. Conscious. I bought some art from you when I was at UC Berkeley up there. Yeah, I used to go to UC Berkeley and see you out there doing art and freestyling and, you know, really doing your thing. And, you know, we were going to do some music together. I was like, really? White guy. Wow. Did not know it. You never know who you have an impact on. So he's like, well, don't worry about it. I got you. You just have a good day. You still doing art? Where you selling your art at? I want to come and get another piece of your art. Like, really? I say, I sell it down by the lake, Lake Merritt. He said, yo, I'm going to come down this weekend. Not only did he let me off, this cop gave me a damn pound on the way. He's like, sorry about that, bro. I was like, wow. Okay, I had to sit there for a couple seconds. Exhale. You know you're always doing the right work. You know the ancestors are always protecting you, and you're doing the right work when you have experiences like this. The worst thing a black man can do right now is get pulled over by a cop. Anywhere in the United States. Out here, yeah, we got a lot more. In the Bay Area, you got a lot of white guys who grew up on hip hop, which is why it's so important right now, especially for us artists, that we are putting out a vibratory energy visually, vocally, lyrically, whatever, that shows our divinity, shows who we are, shows what we are, and creates a vibration that will make others, or even, I shouldn't even say make, allow others to respect us for who we really are. Now, what if he had grown up on all that bull crap? What if I was one of them bull crap ass wannabe gangster rappers or whatever? What if my experience and my energy was of that, of the lack, of the limitation, of the hustle? Everything is a hustle, of only seeing this planet and the people as prey or something to be profited on. I would have probably had weed smoke smelling all through my vehicle. I'd have probably, like, said, oh shit, I'm riding dirty. Yeah. I would have been on some other stuff, excuse my French. But I wasn't. Because of the artists, my ancestors, and my elders have shaped and molded me to be. The only other time I've ever been pulled over was with KRS-One when we were on tour. And that is when I recognized what KRS has always been talking. The teacher has always taught me about vibration. We got pulled over in Denver. What did we get pulled over for? We got pulled over by a bunch of cops on the way to do a show way up in part of Colorado that was snowy or whatever. But you know what they pulled us over for? So them cops could get his autograph and take pictures with him. I was flabbergasted. But it's his energy. He walks like a god. He speaks like a god. He knows he is God. So the frequency he puts out is that of God, or gift of divinity, or whatever you want to call it. He is that. He knows that. He manifests that on every plane. So I'm saying all this simply to say, today really confirmed a lot of things for me. See, I haven't been posting a lot of content. I've been really going through something for the last 5 years. This January was the 5-year anniversary of what I've been going through, the trials and tribulations I've been going through. I've really been going through a lot. Even though you don't see it, because the vibration I put out on here is one thing, and behind the scenes I'm going through something else. And in the last year of the pandemic, trying to learn all these different financial systems, being with the BWO, being with Earn Your Leisure, waking up every morning on the West Coast, 5 o'clock in the morning for the morning meetup, and having notebooks stacked in my car full of everything that I could write. I've got so many notes that I can't even implement a lot of them right now. At one time, so much in my head, so much. I'm doing my best to do my best, but time is sped up. So you have to understand. So that, you are only one person, and trying to do it all by yourself is extremely difficult, almost damn near impossible. But baby steps. Stay focused. Stay diligent. Stay on point. So anyway, as I was saying, for all of my artists, everybody, today was my wake-up call. I mean, it's been my wake-up call. This morning on the morning meetup, you should join, by the way, if you haven't. I'll put the link down in the description with this video. But nothing but entrepreneurs on there every morning. Every morning, all the entrepreneurs in the country 99% black, or black entrepreneurs, a lot in Atlanta. You know, David Shands, if you don't know who he is, please look up David. He's been doing a lot of work in our community. Sleep is for suckers. I now understand why he say that. I guess I'm a blow pop a lot of times because I be falling asleep, reading the books, everything. But anyway, this morning on the morning meetup, you know, content. Over the last week, it's been a lot about content. And I just, you know, when I started going through this 5 years ago, you know, these trials and tribulations, I basically abandoned my YouTube channel. I really gave up on that. And I have over 1,000 videos that probably could be monetized, and I could be just off of that making a grip of money. Yeah, I gave up on that. I didn't really want to post, didn't really want to do anything. I just gave up on a lot of things just to pursue, to try to, you know, when your priorities are, you know, your everyday, you know, eating every day and doing your thing, you know, you give up on a lot of stuff. So between my brother Ben X and his digital real estate teaching me about posting and everything, and the morning meetup, you know, I've been contemplating how to just jump back in to this content creation and, you know, speaking to the people one-on-one. It's easy for me to speak through music, through poetry, even freestyle, all jokingly and whatever, and through art. But to talk straight up like I'm doing right now to y'all, it's something that I really have had a hard time doing. I really didn't want to do it, but I'm doing it right now. And I'm doing it because it's time. It's time that I teach what I know. You know, I've been very insecure, and I know people don't like to admit that. Oh, you're a man. You're not supposed to admit that you were insecure, that you were, oh, that makes you soft. That makes you a beta. Okay, I'll be whatever you want me to be. I'm an unapologetic heterosexual, conscious. You can call me Hotep or whatever. Hotep simply means peace. I am from the conscious community back when Dr. Khaled was alive. That was my spiritual father. If it wasn't for Dr. Khaled, I will never deny Dr. Khaled. If it wasn't for him, my father wasn't even in my life. My father wasn't even there. Dr. Khaled stepped in and did what he could for as long as he could to give me as much as he could. Between him, KRS-One, and what other strong male figures were there for me. Those are the two that really affected me. I mean, you got the Mooney Twins, you know, and you got people I learned from like Bobby Hemmett and Valentine and those, and even Keedy, Conscious Rasta back in the day. Our conscious community was a little more tight knit. It was smaller, and you know, everybody took care of everybody. I was a young cat, and they taught me as much as they could. But I say all that to say, you know, it's been a long time coming for me to be secure enough and know that I know what I know, and be able to say, okay, it's time for me to step up, start making content, maybe teach a course, maybe learn how to teach a course, maybe start giving to folks what I know and what I've learned to do, how I've mastered vending for the last 25 years, mastered art, mastered selling art, written 5 books, 6 books, you know, and was only neutered in that whole process because of what happened 5 years ago. You know what I went through 5 years ago. I was on a trajectory. 10 CDs. I had 5 books out, but I didn't have no representation. Nobody really had my back. None of the people who are out here teaching financially, coaches and all this, I didn't know how they weren't around, and I didn't know how to get a coach. If I had got a coach when I was in my, like 5 years ago, when I was putting out books left and right and this and doing my thing, by now, Lord, I'd probably have out 20 books. I got 10 books on my computer I'm trying to put together right now. So yeah, I haven't lost a lot of time. I just spent a lot of time learning and going through what I was supposed to go through to have more lessons to give, to have more to sing about. When you hear me sing or when you hear me do my thing, see, that's the difference between my generation and this newer generation is we don't need ghostwriters because we went through some things. I've gone through some things. So when you hear me sing or rap or do poetry and you hear notes that are just like or whatever, that's because it's coming from a place of pain, of frustration. It's coming from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere that we went through. It wasn't something that was ghost written. It wasn't something that I'm just writing because I want to make $1 and I'm trying to portray an image for somebody else out there or for some group of people who, like we say, flossing is basically spending money you don't have or creating an image you don't have to impress people you don't know. None of that no more. Well, never for me, but none of that. That's not why I'm doing it. Every time you hear me hit a note and you hear me sing or do anything, it's coming from a place of pain. It's coming from a place of an experience. It's coming from me having flashbacks of, getting that phone call that Dr. Khaled had died and I wasn't there. And I had just left him a couple days ago. It's from that place. The place of going to South Africa and being there in Senegal with Gaddafi and meeting him at this festival and meeting my twin flame by the name of Zandy and having them call me when I get back to America and say that she committed suicide, which she didn't, because of how she was speaking about South Africa. And then weeks after they, quote unquote, say she commits suicide, my boy goes in and kills Gaddafi. See, there's a whole lot of pain, whole lot of experiences I've went through. I could talk about more than that. So many, but I'm just telling you that, yeah, today, in this experience, it let me know that my ancestors got my back and that I'm doing the right thing and that I need to give thanks instead of always running or saying, oh yeah, I want to move to Atlanta. I do want to move back to the ATL. But there are things about the Bay that are beautiful, that are wonderful, that, there's a certain type of people, even white folk in the Bay, that just aren't anywhere else. And, yeah, I got to get back on my grind. I got to get focused. I got to do what I do for real. And I'm saying all this to hopefully be a lesson to these other artists out here. Artists. You might not be meant to be a stockbroker. in the BWO or doing that. I know we all trying to get crypto and get all that, but that may not even be what you're here for. A lot of you know what you're here for. You know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing it. And we need you to do that right now. We need to change the whole vibratory energy of art itself. A-R-T, always resonating truth. We need your truths, y'all. We need y'all right now. The planet needs y'all. We're in an interestingly revelational time, transformational time. Some say it was prophesized. It is what it is. We're in that time. Question is, what are you going to do? Pick up your weapon. What is your weapon? My weapon is my art. Yeah, I'm trying to learn this crypto and investing and stocks and forex and all that, and even being an entrepreneur. But I'm gonna tell you all the truth. That's not what I'm here to do. I know what I'm here to do. When I wake up every morning, I go and do this other stuff, learn this. It's a chore to me. It's not what my mind wants to be doing. First thing I wake up with is a melody, a song, lyrics. First thing I wake up and I do is I vocalize. That's the first thing I want to do. That's what I want to do. That means that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I love y'all. I love everybody who has ever inspired me or interacted with me or bought something from me to this day. Anybody who's ever inspired me in any way, and there's too many of y'all to name. Love y'all. I need y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm here. Tony B. Conscious. May just be the West Coast version of Basquiat, but y'all will probably never know it or acknowledge it until I'm dead. And then you go back and look at everything I've done and everybody I've sold art to, and somebody puts together the documentaries and gets all the stories from all the people. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm here. I'm doing my thing. And like I said, today was just a revelation. I couldn't wait to get here to this makeshift studio, office, whatever, just so I could record this and let y'all know. It feels so good to know that your ancestors got your back and your ancestors are telling you, nah, we ain't letting them mess with you. You still got more work to do. You are finally getting back on your vibration where you're supposed to be. We're not going to let them interrupt that. Nah, we need you right now. Our babies need you right now. Best feeling in the world. Tony B. Conscious. Look me up on all platforms. I got a Patreon. I got all that stuff. I got one of those little links on my Instagram. You know, the thing where that's got all the links, tinyurl or whatever. I got all that. Working on learning this content, working on learning everything at the same time. But in the meantime and in between time, thank you for those who have listened. Please tap in. I'm doing my best to do my best to do the work. And so it is. May the ancestors be pleased with me. And you as well. Ashe. 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 Shalom. Namaste. I'm out. Love y'all.